So I think we've been using Tony since last year sometime. So this is the fifth session that he's done for us. And from the sessions, I think the way Tony and Honest just facilitate the entire day, I think that's what I like about it, right? So how they connect with the teams to bring them out of their shells, to get them talking, to get them thinking as well in terms of the process, who they are, showing them to them, as he would say it. So I think I liked that a lot about them. Just the structure of it as well. So that would help in terms of there's order, it flows. There's specific outcomes and learnings from each stage that he presents throughout the day with the teams. I know he normally says this is normally like a 2-day kind of thing, and we jam-packed it into one. So in that, it's not too overwhelming for the guys. So they definitely get some value and insight for them and learnings throughout the whole process. And what keeps me going back to Tony, or us rather as Fundi, is what I mentioned. I think he gets the team to realize the potential, realize what they need to work on, get them out of their shell, to function differently, think differently, so shift their mindset, because ultimately that's what we want them to be, right? To function differently what they were. So from, I think it was the third team, where the customer service specifically, there's been a huge change with them. I think they have had the biggest impact from the session, where coming in, they weren't really gelling as a team. The relationship wasn't there. The trust was non-existent. So coming in here, they were obviously very skeptical in terms of what is this about. I'm not trying to learn about the people that I work with. I just come here to work and go home. So after the session, actually even before, during the session, they warmed up to Tony. That's why I say how Tony and Honest interact with them to try to get them to open up. They felt safe enough to do that. And then so obviously they feel safe enough to share with their team members. So from that session, following that, they were able now to build trust as a team, and their working relationship moved literally from a 2 to a 10. So their trust relationship is better. They just overall working is so much better. The communication is much more better. Their listening is better. So their mindset has definitely shifted. They're in a much more positive space than they were coming in. So they've had the biggest shift. I mean, even their leader, they had the leader-employee relationship wasn't the best either. So the ability of the leader to also show vulnerability also showed them that, this person is also human. They're also dealing with a lot of things that obviously would impact how they would interact with them. So it kind of allowed them to say, it's okay. Let's not be too hard on each other. Let's be kinder to each other and understanding and listening. So with them, I've seen the biggest change. So there's definitely some value from the sessions that Tony has with the team. That's why I always keep coming back with them. I just love how he interacts and, gets them to realize it's about me at the end of the day. If I want to change, if I want to do things differently, it ultimately starts with me. So I think that's the important thing that he's been able to bring out of them, which I'm actually grateful for, because now we have a more positive and engaged workforce because of these sessions. So they add so much value, and I'm appreciative to Tony and Honest.